Good morning, students. I'm happy to welcome you to this class where we want to discuss about leveling. This is topic 2 in the syllabus coverage. So when say leveling, it simply means the process of making our site level, because in most circumstances we will not find that all the sites will be level. You can be you can get a project that is in a hill, and if it is in a hill and you cannot now construct all the old parts of the building into the structure, or you can find a ground where it is in this scenario. So if you start by the term leveling, let's start by the term leveling. Leveling. See, this is the process by which hollow and hilly site places are cut and filled. No, it is hollow and hilly, which now we say are filled and cut, are filled and cut respectively in order to have a level surface for construction. In order to have a level surface for construction. So we have tools used for leveling, tools used for leveling, and you can say the following. The following are tools which can be used to level a site. So we can use the simple tools like the jembes, the fork jembe, the hoe, the axe. Can have the jembes, where we have the fork jembe. Again we can have hoes, and we can have the tractor shovel. If it's for mechanical one, you can use tractor shovel. Immediately, if you want to level rocky places, you can use tractor shovel. Then we say we have methods of leveling sites. We can talk about methods of leveling a site. Methods of leveling a site. So we have 3 methods of leveling a site, and each one has reasons why reasons to use these methods. So you can say methods of leveling a site. Methods of leveling a site. Say there are 3 methods. There are 3 methods which can be used to level a site, and they include one can say cut method. The second one, we have cut method. We have 2. We have fill method. Then we can have 3. The third one will be cut and fill method. Cut and fill method. And You can start by talking about the cut method. Cut method. You see, this method is adapted. This method is adapted when constructing a when leveling a site. When leveling a site which has hilly ground, which has a hilly ground. You'll have to find that this is how the site look like, but you want to construct here. And so this is the original ground level, OG, we call it OGL, original ground level. Then this also again OGL. So we have to cut this part in order to have one level surface. So this is what's called original ground level. So we have to cut that point in order to make it level. Then the second method, we have the fill method. Fill method. Say this method of leveling a site, this method of leveling a site is adapted when the site, when the part of a site, when the part of the site is on low lying, low lying ground. For example, this is the ground level, but we'll find that the part of the ground is this. So this is the OGL, original ground level. Again, this one is also the OGL, we are called the original ground level. So we have to search to find some materials where we have to fill this point in order to have this our site well leveled. Then the third one of this, the third method of leveling a site, as we had said, we had cut and fill method. Cut and fill method of leveling. The cut and fill method of leveling, we say this method is adapted when leveling a site, which involves both low lying and hilly grounds So on this now we have a site with both hilly and low lying. So it means we have to cut one side and fill the other side. So we have to cut one part and we have to cut and fill. It means if yes, then so this is the OGL, original ground level. So we have to have this. We have so this is OGL, original ground level. So we have to make this our site level. We have to make this our site level. So again, this is our original ground level. We always call it the OGL. So at this point we have to cut because it's a hilly. Then at this point we have to fill because it's on the low line. Again, we have to cut at this point. Then here we have to fill. We have to cut. So at this point, you can see that we are cutting and filling. We are cutting and filling. We are cutting and filling. So that's why we call it cut and fill method. Cut and fill method. The advantage of this method, see, the advantage of these methods of leveling, of this method of leveling, is that it saves the client and the contractor on the dumping cost, on the dumping and borrowing cost and borrowing cost. If you adapt the method of cut, you have to cut these materials, but you have to pay for the dumping. But if you adapt the methods of fill, it means you have to borrow some material somewhere so that you have to fill this aside. But while using the cut and fill method, it means the materials that you have cut at a point, you'll have to fill at the same time. So it means you don't have to incur this method, any cost on borrowing and dumping. From there, we mark the end of this, our topic of leveling. In the next class, we have to start discussing about site investigation and site clearance. Thank you.